Ladies and gentlemen, ever since Rigathi Gachagua got impeached, he has been working on his way to develop himself politically. And we can all see that the aggressiveness that is bringing in the opposition and the aggressiveness of the one-term movement from the Mount Kenya region is basically because of him. Now, as we speak today, we all know that William Ruto is also working very hard to ensure that he brings down Rigathi Gachagua. He's using all means. And to just remind you a few that he has used, first of all, he used the members of parliament. People like the member of parliament of Madira is now and then castigating Rigathi Gachagua. But he always faces a hostile ground. And the people actually literally reject him. So therefore, when it comes to the members of parliament, that tactic of William Ruto failed. He brought on Kithure Kindiki by giving him the seat of the DP seat. And still through the deputy president, he has simply been taking money, giving to people, cash, 1 million, 2 million. Something that we did not expect from Kindiki. And I'm going to do an extensive video on what Kindiki is doing. But still, it seems like they are still facing a hostile environment, more especially in Kiambu County. So the method of using the deputy president, it has also failed. To an extent where we even realized that Kindiki was so much angered when he was giving a speech. Amekasirika vibaya sana. So therefore, the fact remains that as William Ruto brings a new method, it keeps getting crippled. The other method that has been used by President William Ruto, it is goons. We have seen goons given free space by the police. They attack Rigathi Gachagua, the intelligence and the police doing nothing. But Rigathi Gachagua likely has been able to manage and deal with these goons. The first occasion was in Limuru, where Rigathi Gachagua escaped narrowly to be beaten and probably even get unalived. And then in places like Kasarani, where goons literally almost went to church, and they were cleared from there by Rigathi Gachagua's team. And we've seen goons at the DCP party headquarters. So that means goons are also being used across. At some point, I remember there were prayer sessions held by Dorcas Rigathi. And literally, Mainanjenga walked in with goons as well. They went and sat exactly where the podium is and where the guest of honor was seated. That is Pastor Dorcas Gachagua. So that is also another method that is being used. So Mainanjenga, literally, ladies and gentlemen, is not a common man. This guy is a person, if he appears in a place in central Kenya, you're able to tell a few things. It reminds people of a dangerous period before, where we had people getting unalived, people getting raped, it was terrible. Fear was all over in Mount Kenya when he was leading the Mungiki team. So whenever he appears at some point, in fact, people get terrified. If you remember, for those who are keen, when he went actually to attend Dorcas Gachagua's event where there were prayers, there's literally a man who was in a blue suit, I can remember, who saw it was Mainanjenga and he ran from that place. This guy was about 45 and above years. He ran literally from that place. That is a clear indication that the use of Mainanjenga is not just like a youth or goon. This is another history. So therefore, using him, it has also been one of the methods that William Ruto has been using. The other one is the use of the police. You saw after Rigathi Gachagua had conducted his trip in Murang'a, the police officers literally surrounded him and were actually blocking some routes for him to use. They wanted to arrest him. But he literally escaped from that place, and according to him, you all heard that. That did not stop there. Still, we have the ESCC. ESCC has been used all over to profile Rigathi Gachagua and even go to places like, to people like the members of parliament who are supporting Rigathi Gachagua, even governors and staff. So, and actually most of the governors are quiet from Mount Kenya region because of this kind of intimidations. So as we speak today, ladies and gentlemen, the fact remains that William Ruto has been trying various methods to finish Rigathi Gachagua, but they have been failing. However, he is still now having new plans that is having to face Rigathi Gachagua's allies. And these plans are actually taking effect starting this month. And that's what we are seeing that is moving across. That is going to form the basis of this analysis here. But before I take you through, ladies and gentlemen, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, take a second or two to subscribe. After subscribing, my number is always here. You can share with me, call me, and for those who want to support the channel, this is the M-Pesa number. It can always help grow the channel to a better place. Now, thank you so much for those who have subscribed. Kindly, after watching, give me a thumbs up. Let me dive into the topic today. What are some of these things that the government or probably William Ruto is doing? Number one, let me state it here that William Ruto will ensure that all the allies of Rigathi Gachagua are crippled financially and politically, so that he can weaken Rigathi Gachagua. Because Rigathi Gachagua alone cannot do the campaigns in Mount Kenya, then go to Western, go to Coast, come to Kisii, go to Kambani, go to Nairobi. It cannot work. So as a result, Rigathi Gachagua has to have some allies that he can trust on this course. And as we speak today, the people who are allied to Rigathi Gachagua are facing it rough. Number one, it's George Natembeya. He was arrested, actually taken to DSCC for grilling, later on presented in court, and he was released, I think, on a cash bail. So that is a clear indication that the government is seriously now fighting all those against the government or maybe supporting Rigathi Gachagua. If Natembeya is weakened, Rigathi Gachagua will not get a sure supporter from Western region who can bring a huge number of votes of about 1 million plus. So therefore, Rigathi Gachagua, William Ruto ensuring that these people have been finished. This could be a possible scenario from William Ruto, allegedly. Ladies and gentlemen, these arrests, they cripple you financially, they threaten your security, they also bring you down when you talk about political, because you don't have the freedom to move around. You develop some fear. So that's what happens. Number two, people like Malala has been arrested by the police. Malala is the deputy party leader of the DCP party. He went to conduct a rally in Kakamega, and literally the police disrupted it through tear gas. Some of them got arrested. And as we speak today, Malala is now being looked for by the police officers for arrest, allegedly. And that means very well that if that is happening, they are going to prevent some activities from occurring that can lead to support of the opposition. What do I mean by that? In a scenario where Malala wanted to hold a rally, first, it is stopped. Second, if he wanted to hold another one, maybe this weekend, it cannot go on because Malala is now hiding, probably supposed to be in jail. In police custody. So that means very well that they are slowly reducing the efforts or maybe the aggressiveness of the opposition team. So that is a new method that is being used against Rigathi Gachagua's allies. So that is what is happening as we speak today. Also, when I go down, people like Koimburi is a member of Parliament of Juja. He has been one of the people who have been outspoken in Nairobi and the Western region, Mount Kenya region. And despite having his own issues, the fact is that he's a supporter of Rigathi Gachagua. Abductions and that kind of torture that was said, it is not necessary for a member of parliament, a leader. It brings a bad picture for this country and it brings fear on the common Mwananchi. Like us now who are doing analysis, we feel like these people can abduct us. They can get killed. So this is not the life that we want to live in this country. So the return of abductions because of Rigathi Gachagua's people, it's unlawful. So it's alleged that it was an abduction and we believe that it was not. If it was not, it was an abduction. It's so unfortunate, especially after William Ruto pleading that he's not going pledging that he's not going to allow any abduction in this country again, especially to a member of parliament. In that kind of a state, it is not fair. So we need to have a scenario where our leaders are not harassed. People do their thing, Rigathi Gachagua does his own thing, William Ruto does his own, and then the Kenyans will decide at the ballot. I don't know what's your take, but the comment section, share with me so that you can be able to learn more on what I'm supposed to say on every analysis that I do. See you next time for more videos.